Don't do that yet.
Good. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Board of County Commissioners meeting. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Now's the time.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know, somebody always changing something, you know.
All right. Again, good morning. First thing on our agenda are our minutes. Gentlemen, any additions or corrections?
I don't have any.
No, nothing.
Good. I move to approve the proceedings of Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County for March 12th, 2024 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the proceedings of Board of Commissioners, Montezuma County for March 12th, 2024. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, planning. Come on down. You're going to take it easy on us 2 weeks in a row.
They're building
I like
up, they're
it.
building up to something.
Saving it all for one
Yeah,
One
we don't
big
want to
event?
stress you out too bad.
All right, so it looks like all we have is a Mylar.
That's all we have today is the Lichliter 2-lot turning into a 3-lot moderate amendment plat to get signed.
Okay.
There we
We'll
go.
roll it out. Good. I got something for you to look at. I don't know if it's anything that we're even interested in remotely, but if it is, I'll have to reach out to Douglas Kelly. Start reading there in the next 3 minutes.
We're good if you're good.
That's it? No
That's it.
further business?
Not today.
Okay. All right.
We've got plenty going on. There's just not anything you need to know about yet.
Okay. Good enough. Fair enough.
All right.
All
Thanks.
right. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Okay, I only see two in the public. I'm just going to ask the question. Do I have any public comment today? Okay, well then, gosh, everybody's going to make it easy on us today. So we're going to go right through public comment, and we're going to jump into the unfinished business. First thing we have on our agenda, as we had in our workshop yesterday, the 12 hours of Mesa Verde bike race for the facility use, which is this year is going to be May 11th. They will obviously be setting up a couple of days prior, getting the facility put together. Their carpet laid, I think he said yesterday, on Thursday, and then getting ready for the bike race on Saturday, which is always Mother's Day weekend, and it has been that way for a long period of time. I think he did say the number that they were raised last year was over $80,000, which again, all of that money stays here locally and helps youth within our county. So with that, gentlemen, the request is for also to be able to hand out the beer, and it's
Yeah.
not for sale, it's just that
End of the race.
end of the race beer to help the participants. So any questions on that? Okay.
I would so move we approve the use of the fairgrounds for the Mesa Verde bike race, otherwise known as the 12 hours of Mesa Verde.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the 12 Hours of Mesa Verde Bike Race Facility use request to Mr. Balfour. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The second bullet point is a request to use the Clara Ormiston Fund reimbursement. That has to go through finance, so we're going to move that to next week. No decision will be made on that today. We also had a quick CERT, Community Emergency Response Team, public presentation from our emergency manager yesterday. This has been to us a couple of times and showing kind of what they are doing. Hopefully we have at least a dozen of these people trained by the end of this summer, so that they would be volunteers in any kind of an emergency or disaster, and they will be trained and prepared along with identifying T-shirts and bags and things that they can get to the scene if necessary. So this was more of just a presentation. I don't think we have any action on this that we need to do today. Moving down, Mr. Dobry, if you'll come up, I'll give a quick synopsis of these real quick. The first bullet point is a congressionally direct spending request that we have to add an emergency operations center at the fairgrounds. We have one large upstairs room that's kind of over the northeast side of the fairgrounds, and this will be to enhance that and use that for an EOC if the time requires. And with that, I'll let you go ahead, Robert.
That's correct. Yeah, it's actually for both rooms upstairs at the main arena. It's about 4,000 square feet total. The upgrades would include new flooring, new windows, all of the kind of general facility upgrades to make those rooms more usable, as well as technology and access control for those rooms as well.
Okay. Any questions on that?
No.
So this would be a grant submission form? Go ahead, Commissioner.
I move to approve this grant application submission form for the Emergency Management Department for the Fairgrounds Emergency Operations Center proposed project in 2025.
Second.
$115,000.
Sorry, Chair. Second. Just like to stipulate, we are not turning the fairgrounds into an emergency operations center.
And I will also echo that. It's just to enhance it and to be able to use those rooms up there a little bit better than what they are being utilized at this point in time. They're not 100% finished by any means, and what this grant would do was then actually get them into a state of where they're actually more accommodatable to anybody that would like to use them also. So it's been moved and seconded to accept the Montezuma County grant application submission form for the Emergency Management Fairgrounds Emergency Operations Center in the amount of $115,000. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving right along. We talked about this Peace Officer Standard and Training Post Grant last week. It needed some cleanup done, so it's now went back through the process, and Mr. Dobry does have this in line with our grant application submission form. This was presented by the sheriff last week.
Last week, yeah. And then Wanda and I yesterday.
I'll let you speak a little more on this.
This is the Post Rural and Small Agency Academy grant. It will fund post certification for 2 deputies this fall, and then 2 again in I believe spring of 2025. And the application is currently on hold with Post. After your approval, I will reach out to them and have them release that, so we can move forward.
Okay. Question?
No.
Okay.
I don't have any. You okay?
Yes.
I move to approve this Montezuma County grant application submission form for the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office for the Post Rural Small Agency Academy grant in the amount of $34,732.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the Montezuma County grant application submission form for the post, which again is the Peace Officer Standard and Training Rural Grant in the amount of $34,732. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. The next one, we also have another post grant for forensic analysis code on education. And Robert, this one is for $11,493, and I'll let you give a little bit more detail on this one.
It is, yeah. This is the Colorado Post In-Service Continuing Education Grant. The $11,493 will be used to fund Axiom training, which will, for Garrett Talley, which will be for information recovery for cell phones and computers. The cost of that training is $6,495. And then the balance of the grant, $4,998, will be used to fund training ammunition.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I move to approve this application grant submission form for the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office for the Colorado Post In-Service Continuing Education reimbursement of $11,493.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the Montezuma County grant application submission form in the amount of $11,493. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and lastly, the last bullet point, we also had another grant application, and this is for the Community Intervention Program, CIP, and 222 Safety Net Grant.
This is a continuation of the funding that the CIP program receives from the Colorado Behavioral Health Administration. They reached out to Laurel Schaefer and gave her the maximum budget number for this upcoming fiscal year of $100,466. We'll still have to apply for the grant and fill out all the information, but the grant is due, I believe, the 31st. So I wanted to get that approved by, or I'm sorry, April 3rd, but wanted to get that approved by the commission so that we can move forward with that application process.
I move to approve this grant application form for the Health Department for the Montezuma County Community Intervention Program through the Colorado Behavioral Health Administration for $100,466.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the Montezuma County grant application submission form for the Community Intervention Program in the amount of $100,466. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Your turn. I'll see if I can stretch mine out.
Okay. Anything else, Robert?
Thank you, commissioners. That's all I have.
All right. Appreciate it. I don't see Jerry. We're moving so fast that we'll just keep going. So that's okay. We're going to go ahead and we'll just jump right into our attorney's report, and we'll wait till the other people get in the room.
And I don't really have anything to update this week, so sorry.
Okay, Travis.
I don't either. I was on vacation last week, got to spend some time with my grandson, which was awesome. Thursday and Friday did spend some time, both days CCI. You two gentlemen were on board. I'll let you expound on that. Just to clarify, lots of unfunded mandates. Lots of unfunded mandates, but I'll let you gentlemen expound on that.
Okay, well then, Commissioner Lindsay, would you like to go?
Sure. I went to city council last week, and They approved their expenditure list. Also, they did a business after hours license for for March 21st at the Cortez Area Chamber of Commerce Building, approved a corporate restructuring license for Me Mexico, transfer of ownership for Stonefish Sushi, and approval renewal application of a retail marijuana store for Durango Organics. They had no public participation. They were going to address public concerns regarding the quasi-judicial matters that were brought up at a previous meeting, but they're going to do that at the next meeting. Postponed a public hearing date for a liquor store, and let's see what else they did here. They had a recommendation from staff to discount residents who require a second refuge polycart. So they get their second polycart at half price now. So if you got a lot of trash, you can get a second one half price. Get that trash in that landfill, you do all right. And they leased their lease on some vehicles for the police department. They did that. And they have a state contract with John Elway out of Denver. And MITQ of Albuquerque, they do the upfits for them. They leased 2 green mowers for the golf course, and they started in on a working group for the South Broadway area wide plan, and basically that was about the size of their meeting, which they were pretty quick, didn't do much. Then I did attend and travel with Travis the Dispatch Accountability Committee meeting, and talked about some dispatch staffing, radio consoles, 911 systems that we've bought are being put in and brought up to speed. Still having some difficulty with that. And anything else, Travis, that was significant?
Just real quick, Dolores County might be coming for some E911 funds for their console. Theirs is pretty old, and they do pay into the E911 system, so they might be
that's
coming.
right.
So.
And I did attend with the other commissioners, the Republican General Assembly, County Assembly on Saturday night. And that's listened in on the CCI on Friday, Thursday and Friday, but I'll let Jim's more in depth at that tonight, so.
Okay. All right, Jerry, I saw you walk in the room and.
I was stalling best I could, Jerry.
Rush into the room, so we'll jump up. We have a couple, a liquor license and a special event license.
Jerry Frizzell, I do the liquor license and renewals for Montezuma County. Today I have one for H.N. Echoes LLC, doing business as Kelly Place at 14537 Road G in Cortez. I got the letter from the Steve Nallen's office, and there's nothing against their license.
Look, don't show that. I would so move we approve the retail liquor license renewal application for Ancient Echoes LLC, located at 14537 Road G, Cortez.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept and sign the retail liquor license renewal application for Ancient Echoes LLC, located at 14537 Road G, Cortez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
And then the next one is a special events permit that is for the National Rifle Association of America. That's going to be at the fairgrounds at 30100 US Highway 160 on April 27th, 24 from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. I have the letter from Sheriff Nallen, says where he will be out there to do the security for them for that event.
27th, okay. I move to approve this application for the special events permit from Montezuma County Fairgrounds for the National Rifle Association on April 27th, 2024.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the application for a special events permit for the National Rifle Association for their fairgrounds located at 12360 Highway, oh, I'm sorry, wrong one.
That's it.
3011100 US Highway 160
Right.
for the date of 4/27/2024 from 5 to 11 p.m. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Get your tickets early, because this is a pretty big event. Gets sold out.
Okay. All right, where was I? Commissioner Copenhaver.
This past week, I attended last Wednesday evening, I attended the Mancos Town meeting. The biggest item of discussion that they were having some issues with was our dispatch. Had some conversation for quite a period of time with them about how that was set up and who paid for what, and some things that were going on there that they were not very happy about. We're gonna, I guess, try to work through those here in the next couple of weeks or something and see what their real issues were. But that was their major concern as far as the county goes, what was going on there and what was happening with their deputies and stuff there in Mancos. So that was the biggest issue. They had several different things on their agenda to possibly do a resolution, for some of the different bills that were coming up in the state and stuff. So other than that, it was pretty much just their normal business meeting. But it was their real concern was about the dispatch.
Yeah,
So,
those concerns were brought up in the dispatch meeting, and most of them got answered. And there was one correction that's probably going to be made to who's allowed in the dispatch center and when, so.
yeah.
And just to clarify, Commissioner, we have a meeting tomorrow to discuss that, so, with the administrators.
Okay.
All right. I took off last Wednesday. We actually had a meeting here with the grant writer to kind of look at another grant that might be a possibility, and it was for the Wildfire Ready Watershed Implementation Grant. Here again, this is one of those, when you read the words, it doesn't really describe really what the grant is for. And this is basically a grant for wildfire, to potentially a burn scar that's existed to where it may come down, hit culverts, wash out the road. So it's really more of a road. I'm going to call it a road culvert grant, although it's not expressed that way. And we did have some of these applications that we had a couple of years ago. It's just something that's basically for wildfire readiness or preparedness. As it pertains to our roads and culverts specifically, what we can do for sizing, oversizing, and then making the waterway with riprap up above and cleaning. Excuse me, to make sure that the debris does not create damage. I then jumped on an airplane, got to Denver. Spent the next 2 days with CCI going over bills. We started out the first thing in the morning, Justice and Public Safety. I'm sorry, not Justice and Public Safety. General Government. The first one, the home sale wildfire mitigation requirements, House Bill 24-1300. I talked to you guys about this. Basically, they were wanting to make it to where your house had to be wildfire ready before you could sell it. It doesn't sound like that bill's gonna go anywhere. It was held over, and no votes were taken on that one, which is good. The other good thing is that they are holding, all of the legislatures. They actually did not get a lot of bills that were introduced because they've all hit their limit, basically. So, they try to hold them to the maximum of 6, and I think everybody up there tries to run 10. But they're being pretty strict this year and holding everybody to that. So there were not a lot of new bills that were introduced, and just, we took a lot of action on the bills that were currently existing. We had only one bill in Justice and Public Safety. It was a CCI priority bill, House Bill 241371, for more uniform local message facility regulation. You guys can look that one up, 1371. We did vote to support that one. Moving along, general government again. We moved a few positions on this. We had a couple of amends. A big one, which is House Bill 24-12996, is the modification of the Colorado Open Records Acts. What's happening right now are a lot of people are submitting a lot of core requests. Recently in the Front Range, they had a couple people submit over 600 core requests individually, which is 1,200 core requests, and there's no way that they could possibly meet the time requirements and or the information on 1,200 core requests. So kind of a big deal. And the other thing is it takes a ton of staff time, and actually, although the people that are asking for the core request end up having to pay for the printing and the documentation to go along with it, but it takes a ton of staff time. Kind of a big deal to all counties. We also, a lot of discussion, which is something good for us, they said on our ADA website accessibility. We have had our IT director look at this one, and I believe we're about 90% compliant right now. However, we are moving to make sure that we are 100% compliant with this ADA website accessibility regulation. So we're in pretty good shape right now here in Montezuma County as far as that goes. But again, it's just another unfunded mandate that we're dealing with. Transportation, we actually had 4 new bills that we had to talk about and move forward. One of them, which was pretty easy, was they're wanting to raise the number for CDOT's maintenance crews. Right now, the maintenance crew can only do $250,000 worth of repairs on the roads. And then everything else has to go out to bid. The Asphalt Association was really against this. They were trying to raise it to $500,000 because they're having struggles with getting anybody to even bid on projects that are under $500,000. So it sounds like they're going to accept $350,000, and that's kind of what the legislature this year is going to move forward for CDOT. So they will be able to get a few more maintenance programs done, and then they will have to go back out to bid again. The broadband service for multi-unit buildings, we took a support on that position, and that was House Bill 24-1334, and those are really the big highlights of the week, other than CCI's office on Thursday was probably the sparsest I've ever seen it. There was, because of the snow, it started raining Wednesday night, and by the time the meeting started, it was hammering the Front Range, so they got a lot of snow up there. Was able to make it back home, along like Commissioner Lindsay said. I did, with these other 2 gentlemen, go to the county assembly on Saturday night. And with that, that's all that I have, other than we did have our workshop yesterday, and we've taken care of all of the items addressed today. And with that, Kim, do you have anything that you would like to add? Okay. All right.
A quick question for Kim. City election is next week? Is that
The second,
the
April
second?
2nd.
Okay.
Is that,
Ballot
that's,
boxes are open at all of the city halls, as well as our 24 ballot box in the back.
so is that just Cortez, but that's all municipal elections?
It's all.
All
Cortez,
municipal.
Minkus, and Dolores.
Right.
But they can drop any one of them in your boxes over at the,
Anywhere. They
Okay.
can drop any of them in any box, and
Okay.
it will come to us.
great.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn this March 19th at 9 p.m., the first day of spring. So the spring solstice has begun. Thank you all. Meeting, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I went by that one.